text, she don't know that I can pace it. I just wanna know that I can hold a conversation. Ooh, I don't know what y'all debating. I've been waiting for you, now I'm running out of patience. Running up a check, trying to run an operation. Went broke in the check and put 100 out of savings. I can tell now that you ain't talking about nothing. I'ma need something I can calm down from. I'm gonna pull it with the bar down one. 6 months in, I ain't down once. Trying to tell me what you know about me. You don't know nothing, keep it real with me. She said she ain't trying to deal with me. Okay, cool, you can sell that seat. I'm just hoping she don't fail. Cause when she do, I don't know what I'ma do. All that I heard that y'all was talking, it was comical. Pull up in your city for the evening, what you trying to do? Cause I'm open to it. I know that you missing, but you gon' get through it. I can help with it if you need that. Go and bring the beat back. I don't really listen to the feedback, nah. Told me that she good, she don't need Jack, nah. I'm real proud of the steps you took just to get to the place that you at today. I couldn't tell you to you straight, I gotta estimate. I wonder if I ought to go here with the pastor say. Now go ahead, get me out of here, I couldn't last a day. I got the city talking about me like I passed away. Automatic is a habit, you should know it's automated. I've been getting to it, I ain't noticed y'all was hating. Brand new chick, she don't know that I can pace it. I just wanna know that I can hold a conversation. Ooh, I don't know what y'all debating. I've been waiting for you, now I'm running out of patience. Running up a check, trying to run an operation. Went broke in the check and put 100 out of savings. I can tell now that you ain't talking about nothing. I'ma need something I can calm down from. I'm gonna pull it with the bar down one. 6 months in, I ain't once. Trying to tell me what you know about me. You don't know nothing, keep it real with me. She said she ain't trying to deal with me. Okay, cool, you can sell that seat. Ooh, and she felt intrigued. Get your self-esteem then she trying to link up so much we got synced up pulled up in the dinged up whip. This ain't Pepto Biz, what this pink stuff is. Gonna tell me, yeah, you heard me, you ain't felt me. I've been moving, I've been shaking, go and hit me on the celly. Try to sell me on something while I hold it compelling. Ever since I've been gone like Kelly, they been trying to tell me about this and that. I ain't chatting with you, we ain't going tit for tat. Trying to tell me how to get in the bag, we're going to get in the bag, I'm about to get in it. Automatic is a habit, you should know it's automated. I've been getting to it, I ain't noticed y'all was hating. Brand new chick, she don't know that I can pace it. I just wanna know that I can hold a conversation. Ooh, I don't know what y'all debating. I've been waiting for you, now I'm running out of patience. Running up a check, trying to run an operation. Went broke in the check and put 100 out of savings. I can tell now that you ain't talking about nothing. I'ma need something I can calm down from. I'm gonna pull it with the bar down one. 6 months in, I ain't once. Trying to tell me what you know about me. You don't know nothing, keep it real with me. She said she ain't trying to deal with me. Okay, cool, you can sell that seat.
Welcome back to Viral and Every Other Sunday. A dancing dog. What? Welcome back to Viral Every Other Sunday. A dancing dog. What? Welcome back to Viral and
Today, from Empower Field at Mile High in Denver, it's Week 4 of the NFL on EA Sports.
We find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Today, it's a matchup in the AFC West between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Denver Broncos. 2 1-2 teams, each hoping to get back to 500, and they're underway in Week 4. Now a first carry for Melvin Gordon. And he'll hope that this is not a sign of what's in store as he has to fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the back. but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Locke. That's into the hands of Reynolds. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one covers 29 yards, 1st down.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 46. Block now to throw. Man open. He's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down.
44's the mic. 44's the mic.
Shotgun snap to Locke. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And he'll be brought down with a 1st down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 31-yard line. 11 yards there, 1st down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Locke going to hand it off here to Gordon. He's got a 1st down and much more inside the 20, and he'll be out of bounds. That one good for 33 and a 1st. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about with one of the GMs in the league.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. Melvin Gordon, his 1st touchdown on the year. And the Broncos take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Building confidence after a loss, that's a good way to do it. The loss last game, but 1st drive here in this one, cashing it in for 6.
And they can talk all they want about putting the loss behind them. I think that drive there did more than any conversation they had, don't you think?
That's exactly right. Puts that to bed. And this is what they said all week long. A lot of things they needed to do differently. Well, whatever they said appears to have worked. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. The KC offense set to go, led as always by the gunslinger, a former MVP in this league. It's Patrick Mahomes.
Coming off of a loss their last time out, I think he's just seeking to make a bigger impact on the game. He threw a touchdown pass, didn't throw an interception. I think he just wants to jump those numbers up in terms of flinging it around and letting his receivers get into the end zone.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 21. And from the shotgun, he'll throw. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. A big play there. 79 yards. And the Chiefs are an extra point away from tying up this football game. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away.
Let's go. Let's do this.
At their own 25-yard
So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a beat on you, maybe mix it up a little bit, a little play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. That time he was looking for Jerry Jeudy, and it's third down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Block working out of the gun. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. And he's going to come up a bit short. He needed to get to the 35 for the first, but he only makes it to the 34.
Obviously, they didn't get everything they wanted on that completion, but they put themselves in a spot where you've got to at least think about going for it. I know where we are on the field, but still, you've got to think about it, don't you?
And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. Kansas City taking the field for their second drive. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, to see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you worked on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. A big play there. An 80-yard touchdown. And the Chiefs have taken the lead. Seeing some pretty good offense here in this first quarter.
It's been a wild start to this quarter, as you noted. And now with that lead that we're seeing, can they retaliate? I get the sense this one's going to go back and forth all game long.
And that probably won't be the last long touchdown that we see in this one. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And as we see so frequently here in Colorado, that one over the end line, so it'll come out to the 25. Coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive.
44, Mike, 44. All day, baby, all day.
Throwing now is Locke. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
General, West. 87's getting the ball. 87's getting the ball.
Throwing again. Block. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
Here we go.
From the gun. Block. And the Chiefs are going to get him. Frank Clark fighting his way home to get the sack.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And it's Chiefs football. 1st and 10. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one-play drive's exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was really easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
And we'll see if it's that easy here. He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was.
That's caught inside the 20. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. A big play there. Doing it again with his 3rd touchdown here in the opening quarter. And the Chiefs are able to grow their lead. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
And Denver getting set to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And out across midfield, down to the 45. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
Here we go, here we go.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7, our score.
Here we go. 8, read.
Broncos 7.
Blue dark corkers, blue dark corkers. Defense, set go.
Now Gordon on first down. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard.
Brings up second and a yard.
They run it here with Gordon. There goes Melvin Gordon. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Melvin Gordon with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Broncos have cut it to within a score. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be much better.
And that's caught inside the 30. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. A big play there. On his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Chiefs strike quickly here for 6 points. I don't think you can get any more efficient or tidy, whatever word you want to use in that. Man, one play, 75 yards in zone.
Yeah, efficient, tidy, excellent words. How about explosive? 75 yards, 1 play. That means everyone handled their assignment, doesn't it? It doesn't just mean that the defense broke down. They really executed the way that was drawn up on the whiteboard. Big-time play, big-time result.
Fields this way up at the 17. Yeah, they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line.
At their own 35-yard line.
Denver's offense ready to go again. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
2 yards the loss, second and 12. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's second and 12. Operating from the gun. Block. He completes this to Sutton. The reception good for 7. It's third down. Now on third down, an extra DB out there for the Chiefs.
Topper! Topper! 44, Mike, 44.
From the gun. Block. He's got a man. It's Sutton. That's complete. He will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. Locke and Sutton on the connection there for a Denver first down. They'll run on first down. It's Gordon. Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that.
Rush coming, and he's taken down.
So this has been a lot like a tennis match, hasn't it? Back and forth. Both of these offenses have their way so far, so maybe the question isn't who's going to score the most points in this game. Maybe it's who's going to get some stops.
Yeah, absolutely, and that sack finally a first step in the right direction for a stop.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. Patrick Mahomes on his way out for their next drive. He's got to be feeling pretty good, playing well. Team has the lead, so just looking to mount a drive here that ends in the end zone.
And all quarterbacks will tell you, hey, we love a running game, helps us out. But at the end of the day, they want to rely on their arm, throw the football, feel good about things, keep things moving in the right direction. Right now, that's exactly what we're seeing.
And we'll see if that continues. A gain of 6 there on first. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4.
Tighten up. Pull it together.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. He's going to rifle one deep left, and that's caught inside the 30. And he is finally out of bounds, but not before taking it down inside the 30. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And he'll get this underneath to Thompson. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Completes it to Hardman. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. And this play goes nowhere, losing yardage back to the 15. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. And this Bronco defense really selling out to stop the run, and it pays off. They get him behind the line twice in a row. Two running plays go backwards, so what's the call on 3rd and 13 now? Working from the gun, Mahomes gets this one to Hill. And they're going to drop him well shy of the 1st as he can only make it to the 11. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. Mahomes and the offense staying out there. They'll go for it on 4th. Mahomes going to go on 4th down. And that is going to be incomplete. The Chiefs tried it, but they're turned away on 4th down. And the Broncos will take over on downs. So a tough pill to swallow there. A would-be touchdown pass in and out of his hands on 4th.
Sometimes it just comes down to execution, doesn't it? We're always questioning, should they go for it, should they not? Is it the right play call? Is it not? In this situation, everything was right except for the finish. You have to catch the ball and convert.
From the 17, here's 2nd and 4.
4 down, check, 4 down.
This time they'll just keep this on the ground. And the Chiefs D closes in on him again, and they drop him behind the line. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And they will get to him behind the line, but they're out of timeouts, remember, and the clock continues to wind down. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
The question to be asked, where does this game go from here as we are back at it now on EA Sports? And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
So here are the Chiefs to take over. They're on the good side of this game right now with a lead, but they were on the bad side last week in that loss to Cincinnati, so now trying to make amends. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 26. Second half starts with a run by Edwards-Helaire. He takes this for 3 to the 29.
Number 25.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too. Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Here we go. Both sides.
From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes. He's going to loft this one deep left sideline. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
After what they faced during this game where they've given up a ton of yards downfield, there has to be a measure of revenge right there for the secondary. They've been shredded throughout the game and finally forced an incompletion.
He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And Charles, they trail by a couple of scores, but if they could put a good drive together here, it'd go a long way toward getting them back in this football game.
And if you're looking at a checklist of things that they need to do in the second half, job number 1 was getting a stop, wasn't it? So big check right there. Now they want to see if their offense can build on that momentum.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
44 is the mic. 44 is mine. 64, weak. Crunch time, defense.
Operating from the gun. Lock. He's got his big tight end, Fant. It'll be a gain of 11, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll try and run it. Here's Gordon. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the 1st down. Just enough to get the 1st down there with a 1-yard pickup. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Bobo's the mic. Mike's Bobo. Watch the run. Watch the run.
Lock gonna throw. This is the tight end, Fant. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
40-yard line.
66. Bullet high. Ready.
They look to throw. It's Lock. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2.
All day, every day, any day.
Back to the ground now with Gordon. And Gordon's going to be stopped short. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
Another down on the scoreboard, but the urge to go for it is almost irresistible here on 4th and short. Yeah, I know they're on their own side of the field.
I was going to say.
Normally I would say punt the ball away, but I'm feeling it. I say go for it.
And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin them back. And now here comes Kansas City. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, the fact you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs.
He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Larry Ogunjobi in for the sack.
Like how they've started the third quarter here. They force a punt on the first drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their second win coming out of the locker room. On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away. And no return here. This one's going inside the 15 to the 12-yard line.
At their own 12-yard line.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere. The pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line.
I think most quarterbacks would love to have the goal line actually extend up into the air and turn into a wall. They can put their back against it and know exactly where they are on the field so they don't end up in the end zone. Didn't do it on that play, but perilously close to the goal line.
And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it. The Broncos on third down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. And they'll hit him for a loss as he's back to his 2-yard line. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page, because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Hey, championships, baby. 44's the mic. 44's Mike. Check. Hey, time. 44, Mike, 44. Hey.
Locked to throw for it on 4th. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Juan Thornhill. From their own 2, Charles, they opted to throw it instead of run it. We saw the outcome.
And I think what a lot of teams count on is defenses to stack the line of scrimmage, trying to force a safety or force a turnover there. But if you've got a good defensive front, you just allow them to play the run, and everyone else stays ready, and they were, and they picked that one off.
They'll run here with Edwards-Helaire. He'll have a first down inside the 10. And finally wrestled down at the 8-yard line. The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up 1st and goal.
Both seven to Mike. Both seven. Dribble it. Check back. Quick dash. Go.
They'll run with Edwards-Helaire. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6.
And we know they won't get their names in the stat sheet, but the offensive line has to get all the credit for that touchdown run. Tremendous job of blocking, paving the way for the 6 points.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And this carries into the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field. Locke and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. From the gun, he'll set up to throw. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course. Under 4 to go now as they come up on 2nd down.
Hey, keep it up. 44-61. Matchbox, light. Watch the pass.
To throw again. Locke got a man open. It's Sutton. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen. despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Got a man, it's Judy complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
2-18, chopper. Let's pick it up. It's our time, guys. Our time. Let's get up. Ready. Let's get off. Ready. Go.
Again, they'll throw with Locke. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off down at the 2. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. If they had designs of kind of wiggling their way back into this one, that hurts their chances right there.
They had to put it mildly. Look at the lead, look at the deficit, trying to make a play downfield. Everyone seeking to be somewhat the hero. Didn't turn out that way at all, and you're exactly right. It's going to take a lot for them to have a chance to win this one now.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Mahomes. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
And he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first, but at least it's 4th down.
Yellow. Go on, 80. Stay with your man. 45.
They'll go for it. It's Mahomes. He's going to loft this one deep left sideline. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. The Chiefs tried it, but they're turned away on 4th down. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. We see Drew Lock in the offense coming back on. And that interception that ended their previous drive likely also ended any shot they had at victory.
Yeah, long road back from here, no doubt about that one. But let's face it, if you're going to go out there and compete, you want to try and end on a strong note, don't you?
Absolutely. It won't end in a victory like you said, but they can maybe take something positive. And he's got his tight end Fant. Touchdown Broncos. Noah Fant, his first touchdown on the year. And the Broncos get a bit closer. And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
Extra point from McManus is good. Whistles now in a timeout defensively. So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Chiefs are going to make the recovery. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special.
And the pressure gets there. He'll go down. It's a sack. And it is going to bring us to the 2-minute warning. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. A big play there. 54 yards. And the Chiefs add on to their lead. That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive, and it seemed like they had maybe given up momentum, but not so fast.
No, not at all, because they ended up pushing the lead up once again, and you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed old Mo, didn't let him get to the opposite sideline.
Harrison Butker at a kickoff for Kansas City.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Melvin Gordon now, he and the offense, they trot back out there. So after that hot start, the numbers here show the decline. What has the defense done adjustment-wise?
Sometimes when you have a running back who's gotten off to a hot start, you've got to catch him before he really gets going. So you change what you do across the defensive front. Instead of the linebackers being back a few yards, you bring them up closer. It's what we call mugging the line of scrimmage, taking away a lot of blocking angles.
And he's taken down, a Chiefs sack. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. Throwing his Lock on third down. And Lock throws another one. It's intercepted. Picked off near the 34. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And that one will pretty much erase any hopes of a fourth quarter comeback.
With emphasis, interception, return for touchdown. Door closed, locked, reinforced.
And that'll increase their lead to 28. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this carries into the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete. So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10.
Let's get it.
Throwing again. Lock. No escape from Lock, and he'll go down. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. So 3rd and long now for Lock and the Broncos following the sack. From the gun, it's Lock. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
The offense going to stay out there. They've converted once, failed once. What can they do here on 4th down?
They're not ready for this. They still playing second.
They'll go for it. It's Lock. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Derwin James with a pick. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. Well, it wasn't always pretty, but the interception there, that means that they should get out of here with a victory.
Yeah, this is not a game that they're going to preserve for posterity on defense, but they did finish it off, didn't they? They did make the winning play to close things out.
It's caught at the 10.
Let's go, baby.
And finally out of bounds down near the 10-yard line. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or two. Interesting, Mahomes wants to throw it. This pass going to be caught by Hardman. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Edwards-Helaire, they'll try to run for it. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, partner, when a team's up this big, this late in the game, I always wonder what's their motivation, because if it's me, I'm thinking about pulling on the reins a little bit. But for them, I don't think it's in their DNA. It's not in their head coach's makeup at all. I think his opinion is, you stop us. We're not supposed to pull back ourselves.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offense? And the Chiefs are going to get him. Frank Clark able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about.
Come on, you serious?
This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
Let's go now, let's go now, let's go now.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon.
Under pressure, and down he goes. A big offensive explosion.